this is a weekly homework exercise, which is about the simple covalent structure. Like we have to draw the structure of like covalent structures of the different compounds. Draw a diagram to show the arrangement of a valency on one molecule of a hydrogen sulfide. Like how the molecules are arranged in a hydrogen sulfide. Hydrogen sulfide is like H2S. That's a formula for hydrogen sulfide. So sulfur, like the one which is having the least number, should be at the center and then surrounded by hydrogen. Then sulfur belongs to group, like which group it belongs to? It belongs to group 6. Group 6 share 2 and unshared will be 4. And hydrogen will share 1 and unshared will be 0. So this hydrogen share 1, we have to use cross for hydrogen and circle for sulfur. So if hydrogen share 1, sulfur will share 1. Same thing, hydrogen share 1, sulfur will share 1. And then unshared electron on the sulfur will be 4, as it belongs to group 6, 4 unshared electrons. Then draw the circle. Each hydrogen circle should have 2 electrons and each sulfur circle should have 8 electrons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8. And hydrogen 1, 2, and 1. Then draw a diagram, show arrangement of a valency electron in one molecule of a nitrogen trichloride. So nitrogen trichloride means nitrogen and 3 chloride. So we draw nitrogen and 3 chlorine around it, because the one which is the least number of atoms should be the center and the neighbor will be the one which is having greater. Then we check which group they belongs to. Nitrogen belongs to group 5. So if it belongs to group 5, how many it will share? Belongs to group 5. How many electrons it should share?
3.
3. And unshared will be 2. Because out of 5, it shared 3. Chlorine belongs to group 7. So group 7 share 1 and unshared will be 6. So, and we have to use circle for the chlorine. So when one chlorine share 1 from that side, nitrogen will share 1 from there. Because same chlorine share 1, nitrogen share 1. Chlorine share 1, nitrogen share 1. And unshared electrons on the chlorine and for nitrogen 2. Like for nitrogen 2 unshared and chlorine, each chlorine 6 unshared. And then draw the circle. Each circle should have 8 electrons. So chlorine 8 finish, nitrogen 8 finish. This chlorine also 8, and then nitrogen also, chlorine also 8. So this is the structure of nitrogen trichloride, like nitrogen with 3 chlorine. Then the structure of carbonyl chloride is there. Each line, when one line is there, it shows a pair of electrons. Like there's a pair of electrons. So carbon is there, chlorine is there, chlorine is there, and oxygen. Chlorine belongs to group 7. So if it belongs to group 7, it will share 1 and unshared will be 6. Oxygen belongs to group 6, so it will share 2 and unshared will be 4. Carbon belongs to group 4, so share 4 and unshared will be 0. So this one line is there. So if chlorine share 1, we have to represent chlorine by cross. So chlorine share 1, carbon will share 1 from that side. This chlorine share 1, carbon share 1. And oxygen share 2. So carbon will share 2. And unshared electron on the chlorine will be 6. Unshared electron on the chlorine will be 6. And oxygen. So, and we draw the circle. Each circle should have 8 electrons. So 8 electron for this chlorine, 8 for this, 8 for carbon, and 8 for oxygen. So this is a structure of carbonyl chloride, which is COCl2. So you have to use a periodic table to identify how many each, how many shared electrons are there for each element or each atom. Draw a diagram to show the arrangement of valency electron in one molecule of selenium chloride. So selenium is Se and then chlorine is Cl. Like selenium chloride is SeCl2. So selenium, it will share 2 and unshared belongs to group 6. So share 2 and unshared will be 4. And chlorine belongs to group 7. So it will share 1 and unshared will be 6. So cross for selenium and circle for chlorine. So chlorine share 1, selenium share 1. Chlorine share 1, selenium share 1. And unshared electron on chlorine will be 6. Unshared electron on chlorine will be 6. And selenium will be 4. So this is selenium chloride. Next is hydrogen structure is given. You have to just complete a dot and cross diagram. So nitrogen belongs to group 5. As an element belongs to group 5, so it will share 3 and unshared will be 2. And hydrogen always share 1 and unshared is 0. So we draw the same structure and each line represent a pair of electron. So hydrogen with a circle, so hydrogen we represent by a circle and nitrogen cross. Hydrogen circle, nitrogen cross. Hydrogen circle, nitrogen cross, hydrogen circle, nitrogen cross. But between them, there's a line here between two nitrogen atoms. So there will be a shared of pair of electron between the two. And unshared will be 2 because like 2 unshared electrons, so that we have to draw. So 1, 2 here and 1, 2. Then draw the circle. For hydrogen circle, it should have 2. Like each hydrogen should have only 2 electrons. Nitrogen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is the structure of hydrogen. So depends on the group, which group the element belongs to, that number it will share. Again, it's the same structure, hydrogen N2H4, like the same structure what we did now. It's a repeated question, but in a different manner. Like previously, the structure was given and you have to just complete a dot and cross here, N2H4. So you have to draw 2 nitrogen and 4 hydrogen. It's up to you. You can make up or down. Does not make difference. Hydrogen share 1, nitrogen share 1, hydrogen share 1, nitrogen share 1 from that side. And then nitrogen will share 1, 1 with each other and 2 unshared electron on each nitrogen. Then you can complete this. A similar, like here, draw structure of a hydrogen, and hydrogen can only form 1 bond per molecule and nitrogen only 3. And draw a diagram to show arrangement of a valency electron in hydrogen. That is the dot and cross one. This one is like answer for this one is here. This is actually an answer. Like how they are arranged N2H4. That is the answer for the first part, and the dot and cross answer is for the second part. Draw a diagram to show the arrangement of valency electron in sulfur chloride. So sulfur chloride is SCl2. So 1 sulfur and 2 chlorine will be there. Sulfur belongs to group 6. So it will share how many electron? It will share 2. And unshared will be 4. Chlorine belongs to group 7. So it will share 1 and unshared will be 6. So chlorine share 1, sulfur share 1. And we have to, this is also important, if a key is given, like use a circle for chlorine and cross for sulfur. So circle for chlorine, cross for sulfur, circle for chlorine, cross for sulfur. This is SCl2. Each chlorine is having 8 electrons and each sulfur is also having 8. But sulfur is having 4 unshared electrons are there as well. So this is SCl2. The diagram shows arrangement of the valency electron in one molecule of a covalent compound urea. So which contain nitrogen, hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen. Give the arrangement of valency electron, like how electrons are arranged. First, draw in the same manner how it is given. Nitrogen is there, hydrogen, hydrogen. This nitrogen is there, hydrogen and hydrogen. This nitrogen, how many electron it will share? It will share, belongs to group 5, so share 3, and unshared will be 2. Hydrogen is there, share 1, and unshared will be 0. Carbon is there, share 4, unshared will be 0. And oxygen is there, belongs to group 6, so share 2, and unshared will be 4. So oxygen share 2, carbon share 2. Then hydrogen share 1. If hydrogen share 1, we have to use a different symbol. For plus, I'm using circle plus, and circle and plus. And then nitrogen, like single bond is there between carbon and nitrogen. So if nitrogen share 1, carbon will share 1 from that side. Nitrogen share 1, carbon share 1 from that side. And then there should be unshared electron on nitrogen and oxygen. So oxygen is having 4 unshared, 1, 2, 3, 4. And nitrogen is having 2 unshared, so 1, 2, and 1, 2. So each line is representing a pair of electrons. In page 7, it is now known that the smell of a seaside is due to a chemical dimethyl sulfide. Draw a diagram to show the arrangement of valency electron in one molecule of dimethyl sulfide. So dimethyl sulfide means like CH3 2. Like there are 2 CH3 with sulfur. So there is sulfur. Then there is CH3. And then other side also there is CH3. And sulfur belongs to group 6, so it will share 2, and unshared will be 4. Carbon belongs to group 4, so share 4, unshared will be 0, and hydrogen share 1 and unshared will be 0. Cross for carbon, circle for hydrogen, and dot for sulfur. So circle for hydrogen and cross. So hydrogen share 1, carbon will share 1 from that side. It is important that you use the key correctly. Like hydrogen is by the circle and carbon is by cross. And then sulfur and carbon. So sulfur share 1, carbon share 1, sulfur share 1, carbon share 1. And unshared will be 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the structure of dimethyl sulfide. So it's important that you remember the group, like you will have the periodic table, use the group number to answer this. Then this is the same question, carbonyl chloride, we discussed that. And nitrogen trifluoride, nitrogen fluoride is there. The nitrogen belongs to group 5 and fluorine belongs to group 7. So nitrogen share, for fluorine share 1, nitrogen share 1 from that side. And unshared will be 2 on nitrogen as it belongs to group 5. And fluorine belongs to group 7, so there will be 6 unshared electron on each fluorine. So this is the structure of nitrogen fluoride. So this was the exercise weekly homework related to drawing the simple covalent structures. Is it clear? Any question in this exercise?
No, sir.
So solve and submit this exercise along with the physics one.